This research looks at how the public sector budget is spent by the UK government. The total budget grows in cost each year, but the important aspect is how the money is allocated to each department. The 2017 budget shows that education received the fourth highest amount of funding. Through analysing data since the year 2000, education spending has shown to steadily incline. When the Conservatives came into power in 2011, drastic cuts were made to the education budget. This includes university spending. These cuts have affected students from low-income families severely by turning their maintenance grants into loans, creating more student debt. Universities are also affected. By cutting funding, they are put at a higher risk of going bankrupt. This series of work creates an easy narrative that takes the viewer on a steady journey through government spending without being confused by political jargon. It brings attention to why budget cuts matter, what the consequences of these cuts are, and who is affected by them. The first infographic simply shows the viewer how the government make their money and how they decided to delegate it in the 2017 public sector budget. This in turn allows them to form an opinion on what money should have been spent where. A supporting infographic then compares how the budget has changed from 2011, when the Conservatives first came into power, to now, highlighting which sectors have received cuts in funding, including education. With this knowledge and better understanding, the viewer can then interact with a piece of design that makes the detrimental effects of education cuts for both students and universities explicit. University is a chance for people to make something of themselves, especially people from low-income backgrounds. By taking away funding and replacing it with more loans, it discourages people from applying to university because of the fear of debt. This creates a larger class gap, keeping the rich rich and the poor poor.